中国这么大，永远读不完。你所不知道的中国第3季，在咱们江苏卫视荔枝新闻客户端和 BBC 世界新闻频道同步播出。那么在前4个礼拜的节目里头，北京和中部、东北、东部和西北地区纷纷震撼登场。节目播出之后啊，有好多的观众给咱们留言啊，说看得还不过瘾，要不要再来点？好，那么今天我们将继续探秘之旅。我们要一同前往充满活力的中国东南地区，在那儿不仅是时尚科技的前沿之地，还是传统文化与珍稀动物保护的典范。大国风范，中国国源，邀请您收看你所不知道的中国东南特辑探索之旅启程。
China is changing. In the last 10 years, it's seen the most extraordinary transformation in every aspect of modern life. Its economy, its technology, its transport, and its culture.
In this series, we'll be exploring one of the most varied and surprising countries in the world. From the remote mountains and diversity of the southwest
to the frozen lands of the northeast. And from huge deserts to teeming cities.
We'll see how people all over China are facing the challenges of the future, whilst preserving the traditions of their past.
Welcome to Tales from Modern China.
In this programme, we're exploring Southeast China's extraordinary mix of tradition and modernity. Finn's checking out the latest product of the region's high-tech revolution. I'm in Xiamen, hey Chow, getting to grips with the nation's newest online craze. And Jason finds some traditional architecture thriving amidst the contemporary. China's southeast spearheads the country's ongoing technology boom. Home to cities like Shenzhen and Guangzhou, it's an area that embraces technology and change like few others on the planet. It's the ideal place to explore the nation's latest cyber craze, live streaming. It involves people broadcasting themselves or live events such as shows or concerts in real time on the internet. It's big news. In December 2016, almost half of China's 700 million internet users logged on to a live streaming platform.
你们每天会看吗？
差不多吧，会看。有时候在电脑面前不知道做什么。
你觉得这个比电视好吗？好看吗？还是看书？
好像比电视好看一些。我好像最近，我比较喜欢看那些直播。
有些主播播的内容很好，那我支持。
So how exactly does live streaming work? Well, it goes like this.
Live streamers broadcast on the internet on hosting platforms, which are websites that make their feeds available to view online.
As you broadcast, viewers can send you messages or greetings in the form of funky graphics.
Because it's all live, I can respond directly to whatever messages come my way. You can live stream whatever you want, within reason. So I could tell you about my breakfast, it was really nice by the way, or I could show you the stunning places that I visit.
Sharing experiences and connecting with other people is one of the main reasons for the mass appeal of live streaming. Making friends online is almost easier than face-to-face in today's fast-moving world. But live streaming is a big business opportunity too.
The industry in China has been valued at well over $1 billion, and that figure is only set to rise in the next few years.
Key to the industry's spiralling value is how it turns online friendships into hard currency. Live stream viewers can buy virtual gifts for their favourite performers, which appear on screen in graphic form. But for all its mass appeal and money-making potential, is live streaming actually any fun? When in doubt, ask an expert. Kai Kai became a familiar face to millions of Chinese in 2014 with his popular performance on a major television talent show. He's increased the fan base he acquired by live streaming.
所以你粉丝是挺多的是吗？
现在还行，现在有25万，在我的直播平台上有25万。
你网络直播的收入大概是多少？
其实收入会比我之前预测的要多，但是其实这个不重要了，这个主要是因为我觉得直播的收入可以继续给我支持做我的音乐。
Kai live streams almost every day.
Go!
This time, his show features a guest who's totally new to live streaming. Me.
欢迎大家来我们直播间啊！欢迎大家。
And soon, the hundreds of watching fans start getting in touch.
这个是 Rose
啊，送给你那么多花。
对，谢谢小钟钟送的玫瑰花。
谢谢，我拿一个。哦，没了。
This is really cool. We are talking to fans who are interacting with us all the time. They're sending him loads of gifts. He's obviously really popular.
Each gift earns Kai a micropayment, and it all adds up. He and I show our appreciation with a song.
想你了，小孩，像一个长不大的孩子，傻笑可爱，需要我的爱，想你了。
Live streaming is transforming the way young people interact all over China.
I have got to say, this is more fun than I ever imagined. I've had a whale of a time.
If current trends continue, China's cities will be home to 1 billion people by 2030. This growth has fueled a long-term construction boom. But there's nothing new in China about living in densely populated spaces. I'm in Yongding County, Fujian Province, where the Hakka people have been living communally for centuries, thanks to an architectural form unique to this area of the country.
The Tulou, as they are known, are huge multi-storey earthen houses built around courtyards. There are thousands of them in this region of China, constructed mostly between the 16th and the 20th centuries.
The Tulou are often referred to in English as roundhouses, but that's a mistranslation. Tulou actually means earthen structure, and they come in many different shapes. What they all have in common, though, is an ingenious yet simple design principle.
On the outside, every Tulou is a fortress, but check this out. On the inside, each houses an entire inward-facing village.
These remarkable structures have protected their communities for hundreds of years. But not so long ago, they were in decline. As China modernized through the 80s, Tulou residents left for the cities in their droves in search of work.
But then these formerly remote communities became accessible to the wider world, and an unlikely savior emerged: tourism.
In 2008, 46 of the finest Tulou were awarded UNESCO heritage status. After centuries spent warding off unwelcome visitors, suddenly their very lifeblood was guests from far afield.
But they're not the only one beating a path to these remarkable residences. Prodigal sons and daughters are also returning to the fold.
One such prodigal is 37-year-old gourmet tea merchant Ling Zhongyuan. At 20, he left Fuyulou Tulou to start a business in Guangzhou. But when the Tulou became famous, he seized his chance to return.
那当时08年呢，申请到世界文化遗产，来的客人特别多，包括老外也来了。那在广州呢，你生意就是卖给那小圈子。我回到家里，我面对的都是全世界的人。 Oh, 把生意把茶叶卖到全世界去。
So the world's coming to you. I'll drink to that.
Today, these Tulou are a magnet for tourists. 81-year-old Jiang Enqing can well understand the appeal. He was born in this Tulou, and although he moved away for work as a young man, he was eventually drawn back.
在城市里面生活，我总感觉到很孤单。土楼里面住的生活的最快乐的就是人缘好，你也跟在这边在这边很舒服
Mr. Jiang kindly gave me a tour of his Tulow's private quarters, which are usually closed off to visitors.
Wow, look at this view. It's amazing. You can see everything.
Cheng Chi-lo, known as the King of Tulo, is famed as the most spectacular earthen building, spanning 63 meters.
一共有4层高，1楼呢厨房饭厅，2楼粮仓，3楼、4楼我们讲睡间。
Mr. Jiang's ancestors have lived here for generations. And like most Chinese families, they have a strong tradition of hospitality.
Ah. He looks like a seasoned chef, this gentleman. Wow. It's just great to be with 4 generations of Mr. Jiang's family here, having dinner together. It's just so wonderful, and in this fantastic Tulo as well.
没太扣肉哦，我们客家人的零菜。
Mr. Jiang, you've made me feel so welcome. But it must be very distracting for you. You have so many people coming into your Tulo.
游客越多，我们越好，越热，你说这样的。现在如果游客比较少，我们也有感觉，他这个服务什么不好呢？
Coming up next, Finn checks out the ultimate aerial camera, and I go in search of one of the most endangered species on Earth.
The coastline of China's southeast region is full of sprawling megacities. They're packed with live streamers and smart homes and are generating increasing amounts of digital data which needs managing. And there's one local invention which is designed to help. Accounting for nearly half of China's international patents for new inventions is Shenzhen, a centre for innovation. Local company Guangqi Group is a pioneer in advanced technology, investing in new designs from flying jetpacks to photon payment systems. It holds 86% of the world's patents in metamaterials. One of their latest designs can occasionally be glimpsed on the skyline. This futuristic material is the skin for an airborne communications hub that Guangqi hopes will be used by big cities to collect and analyse their big data. It's called the cloud. Each cloud will have a silver lining, a special multi-layered membrane only 1/10 of a millimetre thick that's light enough yet strong enough to keep the cloud flying for many months at a time. Dozens of skilled technicians cut, stitch and bond the fabric under the guidance of Chief Engineer Wang Wenjian.
最后那个做出来的那个云端号会很大吗？会，比如说比这些还要大吗？ 一样大？
不，这个是一个缩小版的，
这就是一些宝宝而已。
对，这是小宝宝。
The full-scale prototype is indeed quite a sight. This helium-filled static balloon or airship, it's 42 meters long, it can go 2 kilometers high in the sky, and it can carry 400 kilograms. It's a bit of a whopper. The payload can include a variety of wireless receiving and broadcasting equipment, allowing the system to be used for telecommunications, big data collection, air quality management, and maritime surveillance. Project manager Wang Huiyuan talks me through the gadgetry.
云端号的主要功能呢有2大方面，一方面呢光学监控，另一方面呢广域物联网，用于收集地面的相关的数据。
The cloud's standard and infrared cameras can even detect fires, while its data services can organize an integrated emergency response on the ground.
通过这个摄像头，标定出它的位置，然后我们再通知相关部门，比如说救火啊、火警，他们会赶到这个准确的现场进行实实在在的救援。
The cloud has already been used for disaster relief, and its emergency communication system can cover more than 15,000 square kilometers.
各部门是否准备就绪？
But if it's to become a critical part of an information network, it needs to be utterly reliable. So they carry out multiple test flights.
那这次飞行你会很紧张吗？很兴奋吗？
每次飞行都紧张，很兴奋。
都很紧张，
都很紧张，很兴奋。
The cloud is moored to the ground by a single tether, made from a highly strengthened photoelectric composite, which transfers all the data being gathered to the monitoring station below.
Okay. This is the control room.
Yeah. This mobile local data hub is potentially a cheaper, greener and more secure alternative to putting ever more satellites into space.
I'm going to try and take a shot of us here in the control center. Let's try this. This one? And how do I make it zoom in?
Its mobile surveillance capacity could be useful too.
I think we're about to see us. This is rather fun, actually. And there we are. You know what? I'm going to go outside and do something a bit silly.
That's funny.
Ever wondered what an excitable television presenter looks like from a height of 300 meters? Well, wonder no more.
Me dancing might not be a common sight in the cities of the future, you'll be very pleased to know. But things like this might just be.
The tropical island of Hainan is China's southernmost province. It's a top holiday destination, but the crowded shoreline doesn't tell the whole story.
Head into Hainan, and above the holiday resorts and the plantations, you'll find isolated patches of dense, untouched jungle. And it's in these trees that you'll find the world's rarest ape, the Hainan gibbon.
Head of Kadoorie Conservation China, Dr. Bosco Chan, leads the effort to protect and monitor these rare primates.
There are less than 30 of them confirmed in the world, all living in this mountain behind me. So they are very precious, and if we lose it forever.
Why is conserving the gibbon so important to you?
For me, the sound is so amazing. I think it's the most magical sound in a rainforest.
So do you think I'll be able to hear that and see the gibbons?
If you're lucky and fit, we will have to go up to the jungle very early in the morning and just wait and see if it calls.
That sounds very tiring to me.
But it will be all worth it if you see it.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, so it's 5 a.m. and I've just woken up, and I'm a little bit nervous as well because it's been raining all night, so it's going to be a bit slippery. So, got my supplies. Here we go.
The gibbon's first call is at around 6 a.m. Although we can roughly guess their location, there's still just a slim chance of seeing them. I hope it's not a wasted trek. We're climbing through jungle and it's very hard going.
So, just pretty exhausted actually. We're only 50% of the way up and the incline is unbelievable and there's slippery rocks everywhere. And it's a real workout.
I'm clearly lagging behind, which some of the team find amusing.
But
after what feels like forever, dawn reveals the hilltop not far above us. Finally, we're here, and all we can do is wait. And then we hear a male.
That's amazing. It's a very distinctive call. And it feels like it's just up there. And then you hear this call and the whole forest wakes up.
Moments later, a female voice joins the chorus.
You can see the tree shaking just there. That was amazing. So we go down. Yes, let's go down, let's go down.
Through the leaves, we spot a young male. This primitive gibbon species is only found on this island. Hunting, logging and environmental change had reduced the population to just 13 in 2003, putting the Hainan gibbon at the top of Conservation International's list of the world's endangered primates. In a last-chance effort to save the species, the local government has established a nature reserve. Bosco, volunteers and government teams have planted thousands of native trees to provide a habitat for the gibbons. And now their population is slowly growing.
I can see them swimming through the trees.
An even bigger surprise is just around the corner. The female we heard has a baby.
This is the gibbon.
Adult females are distinguished by their golden fur. They typically give birth only once every 2 years, so this is a particularly rare event.
There's been so many sightings today of the gibbons. This is the most endangered primate species on Earth, and we got to see it. That's just incredible.
Moments later, the gibbon troop disappears back into the forest. I hope this forest will echo with their calls for years to come. Next time, we're in China's lush southwest, home to the highest bridges and the most dangerous dragon dancing in the world.
中国造云端号，满满的科技感，让人对未来城市生活充满了遐想。当然，古老的福建土楼焕发生机，和世界级濒危物种海南长臂猿得到保护繁衍，都让我们看到崛起中的大国对传统和自然的最大尊重。